Kia ora, Pacific greetings. Talofa lava le. Pa ia mal mamalu le tātou tunu I le nei fo I tula. At Best Pacific Institute of Education, our aim is to help people get the best out of their lives. Learning new skills, increasing your knowledge, and gaining a qualification at Best will give you the opportunity to apply for better jobs and access further tertiary education. We all dream for good things in life, and the only way to fulfill our dreams is education. Best offers alternative pathways towards realizing that dream. So don't be discouraged by the thought of having to read coursework. Best will help you from the start to completion of your study. O lei oi mata o le Best tangata Pasifika. O le mafuanga tonu lea o taun whai ai whawhaingo whia ia inga e tali ai oi le tele o ana palokalame ta waonga. E le tau o le Best le taimi o tea, po oi oe, po le alen maua runga sa iei la waonga. O whea fo I sa enga lue ai. O leo te lengo le mātou manatu ma le ngang whaaloalo. O le taimi nei ma le lumanai, o le whanau ma le ainga, ia whao ngā te tau, ma wha ilo ao ouanga waa ma tā leni ta waonga. Le fo fata si maila o unanga al Best o tātou Talanoa le netu la fiafi. Penny Cusack, Sales and Marketing Manager, is here to talk more about what's next for Best for the new year coming up. Talofa Penny, welcome.
Thank you, Will and Tony.
Ua whaatasi mai fo sa molau tā po inga stasi fo o tina ia po o tamai tai fo I o tātou tunu o Martha Farmer. Ia o loo ngā lue se tasi o blokalame tāu e tono le Best. E Talanoa ina ia wha moe moenga. Our guest is Martha Farmer, Course Director, Local School of Christian Studies. She's here to talk more about that. And also for Talofa, Martha. Education helps you achieve your dreams and goals. We don't limit your progress with our entry criteria. The majority of Best programs have little or no entry criteria, making it easy to choose tertiary education. People choose tertiary study for many great reasons: to create a better future, find a great job or career, gain entry to university or polytechnic, or increase your earning power. Finding employment gets harder without any formal qualification, and tertiary study is a need as the world progresses. O le naunau ta ingo le Best, ia tau mo whai e whawhaingo fia mo tangata Pasifika leo whale plokalame ta waonga. Wa whata tia mai le nei tālu telefou. Alo afi fi ele la ngona moni ia toi la langa le poto ma le ata mai. Ta tala le anga waa ma toi susu ele tā leni o loo nā tia page tonu o tātou wainga. E tāu le Best le langona o le tangata ina ia a mata se plokalame mo se ngā luenga tutongi le lei se whailonga tau aloa ma se luma na imanuia. O wha solo ina whainga tāu na maua se ngā luenga. Pe a lei se whailonga tau aloa. Po se degree tāle whea ngai mai universite mai sia o ngā mau lunga. Penny, the new year begins. Best is about empowering students and empowering families. What is Best theme this year?
Best theme this year is really about dream it, work it, Best will show you how. And now what that means is we do want people to dream big and to go after what they want, but there's also that understanding if you've got big dreams, you're going to have to work at them and work to get them. And what we've often found is our students are really willing to work, but because they haven't studied for a long time, don't know what work it means. So when we say Best will show you how, our tutors, our program coaches, all of our team will work with the students to show them what work it means. What do you need to do to be successful?
Penny, dream it, work it, Best will provide the rest. Elaborate more about that, please.
Well, what that means is you need the dream, you need to know where you're going or to have started on that path. And then the work it is, as much as we would like to have our qualification while we go to the beach or stay home and watch TV, you need to do the study, you need to do your homework, you need to put the time in. But what Best does is helps our students structure that. How much time do I need to study? When do I need to study? What do I do if I need some help? What do I do if something's going on in my life that makes it hard to study? Our team will walk beside our students, help them answer all those questions, but also ask the hard questions. If we think our students aren't doing what's required, let them know they're not, but help them get back on track.
Martha, is that the same dream so many years ago when you left our beautiful shores, the Queen of Samoa, making the way to New Zealand? Is that the same dream? Is that dream still alive and well in there?
The dream is still there. So I came in 59,
Valu o tausanga ai malanga mai.
Malanga mai ngei ngu sila. To follow the dream with my parents, ngō mai whainga luenga, to give us a better opportunity, more to have better education. And so the dream is still there.
Still alive.
And 62 years later, it's still very alive as I return back to the passion of being with my people.
What's the difference of then and now in terms of what we're trying to achieve for Pacifica people? Education, tertiary education with BEST.
There are more opportunities now than there were before, and the government as well as other organizations, very much like BEST, have recognized the need for programs to be put together to give them a lift or a helping hand into being able to make that pathway into education. So there are more opportunities now than there were before. They didn't understand us when I came in 1959. They certainly know that Polynesians are on the market.
Sa mōmalau tā poinga, ea, le amatanga o le nei tausanga, e maua e le whaamanueina o i tātou, wa o mātu le luafes fultolu, le wa amata le nei tausanga, o moe mitinga o le BEST, malana tau mawhainga, ina ia mawhai o na maua, ma ato toa moe mitinga ia mo le anga i luma, o le pai o le tātou tunu, ia o onga le amatanga fo o le nei tausanga fau, maua e le alofa o le tua, o lo whaawau pea o onga mo i tātou. Youth Guarantee No Fees programs for 18 and 19-year-olds prepare our Pacifica young people to progress into work and higher levels of study. All programs deliver both NCEA and NZQA qualifications. Best Youth Academy is the largest provider of Youth Guarantee programs in New Zealand. We have a proven record of supporting student success. Best Youth Academy commences January 28, 2014 this year. E whaalaulo atu pele Youth Guarantee mo le sfulu walu ma le sfulu iwa tausanga. O le isi awa noe toe te pue ai alo mwhanau Pasifika. E lei whamanui eina le NCEA. E ngā lue whaatasi le BEST ma tātou walo mwhanau ina ia tau nuu le whamoe moe. E hala le NCEA whapea foi whaelonga tau aloa NZQA mo se ngā luenga tongi lei. Po le universite mo se whaelonga maurunga atu. O whaamauni le to o tele o alo mwhanau Pasifika. O whamanui eina i lepalo kalambe. O le amataina le aso lua sfulu walu o le neitau sanga lua afe sfulu whaa. Youth Guarantee, Benny, 18 and 19 are now added to the Youth Guarantee.
Yes, the 18 and 19 are now added to the 16 and 17. So for young people aged 16 to 19, they can come to BEST to get their NZQA qualifications, but also get NCEA. It's quite important for our 18 and 19-year-olds because they'll often finish school. Their parents might have thought they were doing okay at school, but the end comes and they haven't got the qualification that's needed to move to the next level, or they left school and they've been at home and they'd love to get back into education or have that opportunity to take the next step. So when we think about Youth Guarantee at BEST, it's preparing our young people to dream, to take the next step and to get what's required to do that.
Last year, Benny, 400 plus students graduated from BEST Business School last 2013. Why is this a great time to study?
It's a great time to study because the educational pathways are opening up for people. So studying at BEST and getting a certificate or a diploma at BEST opens up the way to university, it opens up the way to a degree. It also, because of BEST's connections with our employers, opens up the way to a good job.
Martha, never o toi whaabopo lisi mea alofa leo le whaabopo mai o le sfulu walu ma le sfulu iwa. 16 and 17 last year, now 18 and 19 are added up to the Youth Guarantee. Se tasi o whaamanuianga mō tātou tangata, e mai se alo ma whanau. Laso fina ngalo iei i le whaabopo le Youth Guarantee lea mō le 18 and 19.
I think it's wonderful the opportunities there were for a mai, for the raising the age to 18, 19, giving more opportunities, more tanata, you know, who haven't got anything to do and who need that opportunity. So it's a wonderful plus. And BEST is putting out their red carpet to show the way and to make these opportunities available.
So the dream is still alive and well in there.
Well, it should be, but the dream can only be realized if the people, they need to catch the dream, catch the vision. And there's that lovely scripture in the Tuspaia in Proverbs 29:18 that you need a vision. For lack of vision, people perish. when people have no vision of what is ahead, they don't have anything to reach or no goal to attain.
O le moe mitinga o tātou tangata, e le mwhai whana whātau nuina sa awalita il sao noanga mawha wha bewa i peni. Sa mua malau tāpo inga le amatanga o le nitau sanga. E le mwhai whana whātau nuina le moe mitinga. Pea wha pele ai se la ngona nau tai. Se drive o le mwhai ai le amatanga o le nitau sanga. A wha pele sa le iato o toa le nātau sanga lua fes fultolu. Pele o le teimi tonu le nei e toe te tala ai. Ma toe ti mata le upenga. I le tūlanga tau aonga. I le ngata ialum whanau le sa moana na tu ua le visenga maulunga i le kolisi ma le aonga maulunga secondary school ma le college. Ai le whamanuina. I le o le luafis fulfa o se amatanga fau, o se amatanga le lei, mō tātou tangata. Ai mai se lava alum whanau ia. I le o atoa latou credits po latou maka e anga i le universite o isi aonga maulunga. Ai tai nane fo i le tote leo lo iai le anga vaa ma le tāleni. E whaatina o ise polokalame le pest. I lalo ana polokalame whaapisi nisi. Na anga i tōnu ale i se ngā luenga te tongi le lei. Ma whaauau ale a onga. E le whape a mau le ngā luenga. Ona tā awhi leo a onga. O le naunau ta ingo le pest. E whai le ngā luenga. Ma whaatino le a onga. O i nai ma wale te tongi le lei. Ma si ia i lunga lo te tongi. Ma le tūlanga fo i tono le ngā luenga. I le nei tālu talu fōu ma le nei amatanga le tausanga. Penny, best mission is to provide opportunity to achieve aspiration and dreams for Pacific people. What is required to make it happen? From your perspective, Penny.
From my perspective, the opportunity needs to be there, and we see that for 25 years BEST has been providing that opportunity. The vision, we've talked about vision, but I think just the willingness, first of all, to step forward, to say, I want to do this, and have the courage to enrol, the courage to step forward, the courage to tell your parents that you'd like to study, or for parents, the courage to believe in their child, even if school hasn't worked, to believe that there can be another chance.
What is happening for 2014 this year? 1A, the first...
Well, our first semester, well, because it's the beginning of the year, the short answer is everything's happening, but I'll talk a little bit about that. Our School of Business, Computing and Enterprise, with the computing, the freight, the tourism and travel, the retail and business, all those programs will be starting. Our diploma programs in business and computing will be starting, and they're open to young people. We have a lot of people 18 to 25 in those, but for mature students as well.
Martha, what is your advice for young people, parents and young people who haven't done well to date?
The most important thing for me is to really be able to say to you, each one of you, first of all, be honest. And there's a lovely English saying, to thine own self be true. If you can be honest and see where you haven't done so well, admit that, and then come forward. And parents, I want to encourage you, you need to support your children. And, you know, for many children, they've come through the education system, and the parents haven't known that they haven't done very well. So therein lies a dilemma, a problem that we have, that we need to be really knowing what is going on in the education department. Why are our children failing? And we need to be able to together help each other.
So it may be time to create more opportunities within the family for
Dialogue.
mum and dad. Dialogue.
Yeah, dialogue. To talk, or maybe Talanoa, to come and talk with us.
Yeah.
That's really important. If any parent is concerned, they can come and talk to anyone at best before their child or their student or their son or daughter begins.
A new beginning, Penny.
It is a new beginning, and we see that last year with our graduation with 400 of our tertiary students. When we see people walking across the stage, not just with a qualification, but next thing we hear where they're going to be working, what job they've got, that they're going to university. It truly is a new beginning.
O se amatanga fau sa mo lau tapo inga. A mai al malalong pupu. La tatu Talanoa ma mafa pama e winga i le tūlanga i le isi polokalame o loof. Ta iulu ai al nei fo i tamaliga le tatu tunu mo alum whanau ma tangata o tatu tunu. Tatu toi Talanoa pe a mai al malalong pupu. Toi whaatala whātu pa i o tatu tunu. Welcome back. Local School of Christian Studies, the Certificate in Christian Studies, Level 3 is open to people who want to grow their understanding of what it means to be a Christian in Aotearoa, New Zealand, in the 21st century. The course helps students gain an understanding of Pacific Christian culture and develop leadership skills. We do this by encouraging students to engage in practical learning experiences, ideal for those that want to develop skills for effective ministry within local churches and communities, gain a greater understanding of the Bible, and mature their current understanding of Pacific worldviews. O le tuspasi o aonga whakerisiano level tolu, e wha moe ma ta talaina atu I so se tasi o loo manatu, e fia whaateleina pēle sila fia o ia o se kerisiano, ai mai se level tātou no nofo il nei atu nuu, e ese mai Samoa. O sao ni el polo kalame ni mta upo au fiai lo mana malamanga, a tili il kerisiano wha Pasifika, o tū mana nuu, ma ta pu e mati nae, le veo se tangata ma se taitai te tono o se vaenga, o lana au lotu o il community foi. Before we talk locos, Penny, what happened to the 400 plus students who graduated last year? Where are they now?
Most of those students will have gone into work. Some of them will still be looking for work because we finished a lot of students right at the end of the year and they went into working with Best People, our careers and employment service. And some of those got casual jobs to get them through Christmas because of the great relationships we've got with companies like the Warehouse, who will take our students, give them their foot in the door, and then they can work up from there. And some will be waiting for March to start their tertiary studies at Polytech or university.
Tō tele o I lātou Samoa, whāse lau mō tupu, tāma matene a onga ta māmati nā li tausanga tēnei na whaawina ai I tausanga tēnei. Wanga ia tui ngā luenga, o nisi o toi fōi a onga maulunga po universite, au nisi fōi, o lo toi whaatali tali, e toi amataina lisi vaenga o lātou a onga, ele ngata I tono le Pacific Institute of Education, au isi fōi au nanga tau a onga mō I tātou. Martha Farmer, Course Director, Local School of Christian Studies. O Martha Farmer, o ia o lo whaurulu I ai, le a onga, e tau o le locos, ia o le asao no Martha, po o le a tonu lava nei wha moe moe, ma nei po kalame tāua, e to tonu o tangata Pasifika, le ngata foi lea, I lātou o lo o fia malamala mātili, I le tūlanga tau I suenga whakerisiano. Martha, let's begin with a very personal question. What is your calling?
My calling is to the nation to be able to passionately see young people, young and old, come into a living and active relationship with Jesus. And in order to do this, one needs to have a program where we're able to get alongside and spend that time with them. But my heart is to see people understand more of what their faith is all about. I see many young and old people who go to church and who have lost the joy of what it means to really know Christ intimately.
Why did you end up in part of this great organization, BEST?
It's a very good question. Many years ago, I had, for those who believe in prophetic words or word of knowledge, a word spoken over my life. Now, I've been married for a very long time to an Englishman. So, Fa'amalemole, I do apologize that my Samoan is not as good as it should be, but I am challenging myself to go to university this new year, 2014, to learn Samoan so I can come back and speak Samoan fluently. But many years ago, over 40 years ago, there was a word given over my life by a Palangi woman that I would return to my people and work with them. Now, I couldn't see at the time because my husband being English, he was a minister, we were moving in that circle of Palangi churches, so we were getting further away from this word that had been spoken over me that I would return and work with my people. Well, my dear late husband passed away 2010, and since then there was a real, like I needed something, and this opportunity came up. And I couldn't believe it. I thought, this is too amazing to God to be just a coincidence. So that's why I'm here.
Say, what is your role?
My role is to, from start to finish, I'm there to greet the students. I see them all the way through. I'm there daily in their, the classes once a week. So I'm there the night of their class. I come along beside the tutors that we have employed or contracted, and I work with them. I work with the students who may be struggling. They're able to call me anytime to help them out with their assessments that are due. And I'm there to encourage them, to really help them to see how important that this is. And Logos is a stepping stone into higher education.
Say Logos. Explain briefly about Logos. What's that all about, the Logos name?
Well, the Logos name, it's Greek, and it means the word. And so for us to be able to help everyone understand, so often we go to churches, but we don't understand what a lot of the messages are about, what Jesus was talking about, what the disciples or the apostles were saying. This course gives you that opportunity to delve, to go deeper into gaining an understanding of what it means to be a Christian in this day and age.
Penny, for the last 6 years you were very much part of the Pacific communities, from families to groups, churches, even Mothers Fellowship. You were part of the church setting, Penny. Is there room for Logos within that framework?
Yes, there is, and I think it's a very good question, Will and Tony. And when we first at Best had Logos, that was the question many of the churches asked us. For me, I've seen it, when I've talked to the Logos students, an opportunity for people to step out and to be able to focus on their own faith and what it means to them, but also to be able to focus on what they have to contribute in life, in their church and to the congregations. So it's really something that has enriched people.
What will students learn from the program of Certificate in Christian Studies, Martha?
Well, they'll learn not only about the Bible and their faith and how it fits in the context of faith and how they can live it out in this day and age, but also they will learn it will help them to be better Sunday school teachers, because it's given them an understanding of what the word really means. And also not only, but in youth programs, it'll help them to teach the youth a greater understanding and skill for understanding the Word of God.
Say, who can be part of this program?
So sesi lava. So sesi lava mawhai, and who wants to, and mawhai ngō mai. Any age, it's also some more
Sunday
mature.
school teachers,
Sunday school teachers, whaeaongas, mothers. Well, we
Would
really, yes. Well, no, I guess they should already be fully qualified, the a'oa'os. But what we want to encourage is when your people come to us, we're not starting a new church. We're just equipping them to do the work better that they're doing. Because many ministers, they don't have enough time to be able to develop every person personally.
Ole Logos, o onga e mawali tu sipasi ia o onga whaakerisiano. Ia mai se lava I le nei whaia tunu. Wa ese mai masa mo le mesa tātou soifua, ma tātou wola mai ai. A ole Logos, ia bo Certificate in Christian Studies, e fsoswani ia wha mautuina, le tūlanga fo le wha tutua il sai le linga le tuspa ia ma tūlanga wha pena. E leo se tau mwhainga o le best, e toi a mata sisi lotu fau sa moa ma lau tāpu inga le ai. O le Logos, e fsoswani mo I lātou, lo elia ngana, e fia whatupuina, le tūlanga o le sile fio le tuspa ia, le anga I lunga, ma whasosolo tua isi au nanga, isi au onga mau lunga atu, il tuspasi pe a manuia. On the completion of the Certificate in Christian Studies Level 3, it is possible for graduates to move into higher level of study, including diploma programs, and advance into leadership roles in church or community or organization. The practicum, voluntary Christian service work experience, aims to advance students' understanding and experience of Christian citizenship and leadership through hand-on experience. Students undertake 2 voluntary Christian service projects in church and community settings. The Certificate of Christian Studies Level 2. Ona sisi atu le il prokalame o le diploma. O le diploma fa awau iai le avea oe ma stai tai is fa alapu de patonga po tutono se kale si ona vainga SS. O sauni e fo il best le avanoa e tengalu e tutono ni fa alapu de patonga po ni e kale si e fai ma fa ata ita inga I tu ainga ngā luenga tālwhea ngai ma lea fo ia o onga I le nei vai tau. Martha, who are the tutors?
We have Manukau, we have Reverend Tala Whaamausili, and in New Lynn, we have Pastor Derek Jones.
Tala Famosili and Pastor Derek Jones.
Yes.
What
Tala
were-
is from the PIC,
Mm.
and Derek is from an independent Pentecostal.
This study is it open to any denomination?
Any denomination, te leo tanata ye nei le mako course from almost fitu churches represented. We have Afilika, we have Africans as
It's a
well,
very diverse,
Maoli. So yes, and predominantly Samoa, Tongan and Cook Island.
Does this program expect students come from Christian backgrounds?
Not necessarily, because the whole aim is to give a whole holistic view of Christian biblical studies.
Benny, any addition to Logos from your part?
I think for me, seeing the classes in action has been very inspirational, and the fellowship that has happened within the classes at Manukau and the classes at New Lynn, and seeing that it's just not the learning coming from the teacher at the front of the room, but as the students grow, they work together and learn together. It's very inspirational.
Your final word, Benny.
Well, we've been talking about inspiration. I think right at the beginning of the year that we really need to inspire ourselves and dream big and think, what is it that I want? What is it that I want for my family? And really step out and go after it this year, and know that at best there is a real, if you're willing to do it, there's a support team that's willing to get you there.
In closing, Martha, what would you like to remind our audience about, not only about BEST, but also about Logos?
Really want to encourage Matua, the parents, the whole ainga, is supporting a lelako student, whoever it is. And that means, support means helping them to get to the classes.
So swani
Yoi,
tamoiti mai matua.
yes. Instead of going off to a church thing or going to look after someone else, they mustn't miss class. The more they miss class, the more difficult it becomes. So that's my encouragement. And if you want to change, if you don't want to have the same thing that you've lived with for the past 5-10 years, maybe this year is the time to change.
New beginning.
New beginnings.
Sa Mamalaw Tabuinga, PEST Pacific Institute of Education is empowering students and empowering Pacifica families. Come to PEST in 2014 to catch your passport to a better future. #1 in tertiary education for Pacifica students. PEST graduates get real jobs, flexible programs, study, earn and have a life. Face-to-face and online learning, a pathway to higher education, degree and great jobs. PEST scholarships available. Be part of PEST Prime Minister's Awards annually. Sa Mamalaw Tabuinga, o le amtango nei tausanga lua awhis fulwha, e le o se taimi le nei mō le paia ma le mamaru le tātou atunu. Tātou te velo aso ai, i le amtainga o o ngal whanau, ai mai se fo i tātou mātua, ma le tātou atunu. Manuia tele sa molau tāpu inga, manuia le tausang fōu, ia ma le anga ia tu le amtango nei tausanga, soifua o Fata Ueligitone Malifa.